Giants are starting Jaxson this Sunday. What do you see from him? How are you prepared for rookie quarterback?
Super talented guy, first round pick for a reason. Great college career. Played in a very versatile offense in college where they had, I think Lane Kiffin does a great job with quarterbacks. So, he's run a lot of concepts. He's run a lot of different, he's run tempo, he's run pro style. He's kind of run everything, I would say. And then he gets there. You look at his preseason success where he moved the team pretty much every time he was in there. And so, it's a great challenge. I mean, sometimes rookies, you come in and he seems to have like really a lot of confidence and moxie, I would say. So I don't think he'll be intimidated by any means. And so, we'd look at it as a great challenge, them and their entire offense. They got a lot of really good skill players. They got their left tackle back. So, they've had some tough games against tough teams, 2 division games, and then the Chiefs, so they've played good football. They haven't quite put it together, but we expect a great challenge from not only Jaxson, but the rest of their offense.
Okay, so the defensive guys, like kind of mentioned, like you said, it being a challenge. But I mean, for you, is it all another part of the challenge, the fact that they decided to start him this week?
Only just in a sense of anytime you don't have like real NFL film on a player, there's a little bit of unknown. There's a little bit of unknown of him and Russell Wilson, I would say, have different strengths as quarterbacks. And so just the unknown of, hey, maybe they tweak some things. Maybe they I would imagine, as I would be with a player, you're going to try to find things that the guy does well and let him do that. You're not going to try to force him to do things that maybe he's not good at. I would think that would be probably their mindset. And so just looking at a lot of things that he's been good at, it's another version of a training camp game, I would say, for us, in a sense that I feel like they could go a lot of different directions. I'm not going to really sit around and speculate or guess what they're going to run. I'm going to try to have our guys prepared for a bunch of different things, be ready to adjust as the game goes on. And know that it's really just more about how we play than how they play.
How much college tape from Dart are you showing to your players this week?
Not necessarily a ton to the players, but looking at it as coaches, I would say, just to look at different things that obviously he does well, different things that might have given him problems. And I think anytime you play somebody, you want to just try to look at as much as possible. So for him, I think he played roughly 70-something snaps in the preseason over the 3 games. And so that's not a great sample, but it is NFL film, and they did some good stuff with him. And then you certainly just want to look at maybe things that he was comfortable with, that he was good at, some of the games where maybe they were rolling, kind of see what his rhythm looked like, and then maybe some of the games where he struggled, just to see if there was anything there to look at. So just try to look at as much as possible to be as prepared as possible.
Obviously, coverage disguises are part of the identity of how you guys play. Do you dial that part of the defense up at all when you are facing a rookie making his regular season debut?
I really think it's certainly part of what we do always, and so I think it's our job just to really try to play our style of defense. Not overthink the fact that we're playing a rookie, not overthink like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that it's his first start. Like, I think when you start doing that, you start chasing things. And so it's about us. It's about how we play. It's about how focused. It's about our mindset going on the road in an early game for us. That's what I'm most concerned about, is us taking the field with the right mentality. If we do that, I've said it before, we can match up with anybody. So, doesn't matter who it is.
You mentioned a skill player. How tough of a tackle is Skattebo, and what do you kind of preach to your player this week?
Yeah, he's a tough tackle. He's had some productive games. He was obviously a great college player, and so it's a hard hat type of game. It's got to get more than one hat to the ball, which we preach a lot. Tackling, taking great angles, getting shots at him. There's going to be times where you maybe need to tackle him low. If you try to tackle him up top, he lowers his shoulder, does a good job getting yards after contact, running through arm tackles. And they did a good job. They've done a good job getting him the ball in a variety of ways. He's hit some really fast-hitting downhill runs, caught the ball in the flat and got up the sideline, do some things like that. So along with their receivers, Robinson and Neighbors, I mean, those guys are really tough tackles after the catch as well. So major point of emphasis, tackling, getting a lot of hats to the ball, taking great angles, and putting our best stuff out there.
What did you think of the tape from Sunday?
Man, I really it's another game where we're inches from playing how we want to play for 4 quarters. I think it was a 7-play sequence where they got 17 of their 20 points. So unfortunate, a bad situation by myself before the half. Felt like we could have handled that a little bit better, the 4th down. And then really probably our worst 3-play sequence of the season, just from a fundamental standpoint on the long run, and then the swing pass, or I think they counted as a run, but it was whatever. But that 3-play sequence, probably our worst 3-play sequence, just fundamentally, technically, physically. And so what I was super happy about, that happened. There was a little bit of shell shock right away of, we let up the explosive at half, first drive of the second half. I think right next we fumbled the kickoff, and so we're right back out there. So super proud of the guys for how we responded after that. Go out, get a 3-and-out, force a kick, and then play really well, I felt like, the rest of the game. And so started really fast, started as fast as maybe we've started, 3-and-outs, start the game. Ended really well. Certainly a couple things in the middle to chase, to learn from. And I think it's great when you got guys like we have, they're chasing a higher level. And so when you can point to, man, we played 51 or 52 plays, we can play 45 of them like this and be dominant, if we can clean up these 5 or 6 or 7 plays a game. It's really been like that in all 3 games, honestly. A play here, a play there. And the whole mentality is like, you don't know what plays those are until after the game. So you got to treat every play like it could be the difference in the game. I felt like we did that in the second half. So kudos to our guys for responding and really playing well overall. Certainly a few things we're definitely chasing.
You guys were able to, put a roof on the coverage against the Raiders. As a big part of that performance was protecting the deep part of the field. How would you assess how you guys played in that area against the Broncos?
Yeah, not as well. Certainly, one of the things I think is true is the better you play, the more people are going to try tougher things, maybe gadgety type of plays, manipulative plays. To their credit, they're going to try things to get their offense going. And so, we had a flea flicker on a 3rd and 18 that we got to add into sort of our mindset there on those D&Ds now to be cognizant of. Great design by them, I would say. And then the 4th down play before the half, where it was really just the late substitution. They did a good job. We were trying to kind of switch our call. They got us right there, and we didn't play it great. I take responsibility for that one. And so, yeah, we're chasing just a high level of discipline and execution every play. The better you play, the more disciplined you have to be, because people are going to try to do things to get their offense going. Sometimes it's trick plays, gadget plays, whatever it may be. And so we just got to be on point, dialed in, all those situations, and try not to give up those cheap explosives.
You guys have continued to be able to be successful in the red zone. Another big stop just last week. Just what about the unit allows you guys to kind of avoid allowing touchdowns in such tight spaces?
Yeah, I think it's a mentality that's just taken hold by the players. Just give us grass to defend, and I feel like we got a chance. That's what, showing them the clip of JK's touchdown was like, we had a couple chances to maybe knock him out of bounds at the 4 or the 5 that we didn't get done. And later on, we had a 1st and goal at the 5, and we're able to hold him to a field goal. So we just got to understand, like, we get a guy out of bounds wherever it's at, we can give ourselves a chance. The guys have just done a really good job understanding what people do down there, understanding the types of routes that you get. Rush has done a good job of not letting quarterbacks have a bunch of lanes to scramble. That's where a lot of those type of plays happen throughout the league. And so it's just team defense down there. And, but we know every week is a new challenge, and definitely one we're looking forward to.
We talked a lot heading into the season about the opportunity for Thule, probably an even bigger opportunity with Khalil. Just what signs are you seeing from him that indicate that he's maybe taking a step this season?
Yeah, I thought he was. I really, truly believe in the last 2 games he was one of the most dominant players on the field. I think the pressures, the run defense, the physicality that he plays with have shown that. There's some times where if we maybe had a higher edge on the other side away from him and things like that, he would have 3 or 4 sacks at this point. He's doing everything that he needs to do. And like I said before, he's a process-driven guy. He prepares the right way, and I truly believe that the production matches your process over time. And so I'm confident that those type of splash plays that I know he's looking for will come. But I just need him to keep playing the way he's playing. We need him to keep playing the way he's playing. I think he's been a dominant player.